Hey, ready to go skiing?
But we are not going skiing.
We're not going skiing?
No.
Where are we going?
To the most famous winter trek of India.
Oh,
Kedarkantha.
Okay, Uber is 1 minute.
Hey guys, if we've never met before, my name is Jatin. I live in Canada, but I've been living in India for the past 2 years. It's been a great 2 years, but I haven't explored India much, as I'm mostly busy with work. One thing that was on my bucket list was to go skiing in India. After a few people cancelled, both my videographer and I were quite bummed out, as I'll be leaving this country soon and we really wanted to record an adventure in the snow. So on a random day while sitting in office, Chirag recommended we go on a winter hike instead. We did some searching and the choice was obvious. We decided to go on to the best winter hike of India, Kedarkantha. So without further ado, we charged up all our film equipment and we started our journey to the most notorious winter trek of India. The journey starts from my home in Chandigarh to Dehradun.
Saint versus sinners, the poor versus riches, top ramen place versus 5-star dinners.
We're gonna go to a cafe. Chirag is gonna finish editing the video that needs to be posted tomorrow. I'm gonna finish up any other work formalities that I need to. That's the plan, and tomorrow early morning we'll be heading off to start our journey.
From Dehradun, we were going to get picked up the next morning at 7 a.m. by the organization from which we booked the tour.
Water better in the low tide, music better
Are
amplified.
you excited to meet our new friends, Chirag?
They will then take us to a village named Sankri, and that is the starting point of the Kedarkantha trek.
The water better in the low tide, music better amplified.
So we're on our way to Sankri, although the roads there are quite sharp and quite narrow, as we can see right here.
It took us the whole day to travel from Dehradun to Sankri, as the roads were not very developed and there was not much room for oncoming traffic. I'll tell ya, Indian roads and Indian drivers are not for beginners.
It makes for one heck of a road trip nonetheless. We'll be reaching in about 3 to 4 hours. We feel pretty well rested, hoping to just not really get motion sickness while on the road trip here. But it's still pretty scary nonetheless. The falls would be quite steep.
On this amazing trip, we actually had such a great, diverse group of people. I couldn't wait for the adventure that lied ahead for all of us. After our adventurous journey in the bus, we finally reached Sankri. And met with our trek leaders. Where the briefing for the hike day, the day for which we had all been planning for, the trek of Kedarkantha starts.
Are you excited?
Yay! Day 0 of Kedarkantha Summit. We just got done with the briefing. It was very, very informative. It was done by Venkat sir here. And as soon as we got back to the room, we were actually wishing that you join us along. Will you be joining us on the trek?
No.
No,
Because I'm here for the training.
Yeah.
I had to give few staff training and all.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll be busy with that.
And I like the point that you made that you'd rather have all the trekkers be over-prepared rather than under-prepared. I think we are very well prepared for the next 3 days ahead, so we really appreciate it.
All the best. Sir.
Thank you, thank you.
But to do a summit, we need proper gears and equipment. So first, we have to rent the required equipment so that we could possibly summit to the peak.
Okay, so we've decided that instead of getting a rucksack, we're just going to take my suitcase and we're going to offload it. What this will do, stop laughing. Weird as that sounds, it's going to be very convenient for us because I can just take my day backpack on and I can have like a camera equipment with me as well.
We will surely have a video clip, you dragging the suitcase all the way up to the mountains.
Yeah, no, we'll pretend. And we're going to get this red jacket as well, just to pop out a bit in the snow.
Although we had the equipment now, there was barely any snow, so we were not sure as how this experience will turn out to be. But with an optimistic outlook, we woke up the next day and all started our journey towards the summit.
But now I'm going to go shower because not showering for the next 3 days, I don't know how I feel about that. So what we were told this morning by the experienced trekkers here is that Kedarkantha has really only become very popular during COVID and after COVID. Before that, it was not popular at all. In fact, that was one of the only hotels in this town of Sankri. But now there's a lot more hotels. There's actually 20 dhabas on the way to the summit, which is absolutely crazy. I'm definitely excited for the food that's going to be there. Day 1 of Kedarkantha trek. important things is not to get dehydrated. You might not think that you're sweating too much, but you are. So hydration has been key. Luckily we were able to offload a bit of the equipment. We still have like these 3 backpacks on us, but it's nice. The mules are able to carry a lot. We've seen a lot of the mules coming down and up. I even saw one of the mules taking ski equipment, so it seems like I'm not the only one who was possibly wanting to ski this season. These trekking poles are a lot helpful as well. As we make more stops, more and more layers keep on coming off. So we're at campsite here in Kedarkantha. Not much of a lake, to be honest. Not much of a attractive sight either. It's kind of like a little milestone in the hike. One of the girls, unfortunately, she got her trekking shoe all wet. It's gonna be quite cold. The shoe's like super wet after she fell down. Putting myself in her shoes, pun intended, would really suck. So we found a nice tent that has a bit of a fire going. So I think just placing these shoes there will be very, very helpful. It's actually her birthday on the 1st, so happy birthday to her. It's getting a bit chilly now that the sun's gone. Going to get my base layers on, and tomorrow is going to be a very exciting day. People are saying that tomorrow a lot of people actually do not end up sleeping because it's an early morning trek, so some people just kind of pull an all-nighter, but this is a nice break. I'm looking at this stop as mostly like a no network sort of a stop. Of course it's beautiful. The main exciting hike is going to be tomorrow, and today is sort of just appreciating for once the fact that we have no network, as otherwise I feel like I can't remember the last day I've had this type of an experience of not having access to the internet, you know, even my family. That's our campsite liner for hygiene purposes.
With spirits being high, there was one thing that was extremely low, and that was the chances of there being snow on this trek.
Camera goes in here, camera back goes in there.
And we go where?
In here. Real life transition.
So as you can see, it's been a complete transformation overnight. Actually, in the middle of the night, we were hearing some sounds of like snowing or raining. Rather than just assuming that it's snowing, I figured that I'd rather be surprised with everybody together. So far, it was definitely disappointing that there was no snow at all. I mean, Kedarkantha is known to be a winter trek, and it's meant to be done in snow. And I think now we'll finally get the true Kedarkantha experience. Some of the people are still sleeping, resting up for a very, very long day ahead. I don't think we'll be getting much sleep tonight because after sleeping tonight, we are waking up super early in the morning tomorrow to go for the summit. Your confidence has really gone up all of a sudden with drone flying, Sharad.
मैं तो भगवान के भरोसे चल रहा.
First time snow, first time in the mountains.
Check how we moving with the vision in mind. I'm low side with my on division with slime. Been making plays, I'm finna dish 'em a dime. I feel my pocket vibrating, that's your on the line. Check how I'm living with.
Yeah, I did not expect to be eating poha at this altitude, but this is amazing. Hats off to the chef. It's too good to miss out on. Absolutely delicious. Day 2 of Kedarkantha trek! Woo! Now we're saying goodbye to Kedarkantha. Honestly, we're not going to miss it.
Straight from that Mississippi, a plate of fish and spaghetti. Deep in they feelings, I'm feeling like getting fetty.
Day 2, we got started, and this is the day we have to hike towards the Kedarkantha base.
I love it. You know, even though I've lived in Canada throughout multiple winters, it's been a few winters since I've seen snow, and that too, the fact that I'm getting to experience snow in India is like a lifetime memory just unlocked. What a snowy experience this is. This is the first stop out of the many dhabas that I was talking about earlier. Up to 20 dhabas till the peak. the dead cat on this. The microphone on this is all covered with snow.
Baby dragging a wagon, I wonder how did she tow it. I'm that diva receiver, already know this shit, throw it. I touch down for the touchdown, make little baby bust down. Rude as I wanna with that, I don't give a sound. Every time they come round, spitting that garbage. Think he kicking me knowledge, but I was skipping in college. These
Kedarkantha base. From there, we can see the summit, which we will be hiking towards later. The snow was truly beautiful to experience.
Okay, so now it's getting a bit cloudy. Everyone's gonna kind of start winding down. Before that, we're gonna check out a couple of dabbas here, maybe sit by the fire over there, admiring these mountains behind me. It's gonna be interesting tomorrow. It's 4 kilometers of a trek, and it's 2 kilometers of pretty easy going trek, and then it's gonna be 2 kilometers of quite steep right over there. You can kind of see it, but that ridge is a full 2 kilometer ridge trek that is supposed to be challenging. Well, this is actually the calm after the storm and before the next storm, because it was snowing like crazy before, and it's finally settled down. Chirag summit multiple times, right?
No,
You've never summited before either?
this is my first one as well. I've hiked multiple times
Okay.
in snow as well, but
Yeah.
the summit is first.
Okay. That's exciting then.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it feels. Okay, when you are not surrounded by any other mountain, then you are at the top of a mountain, and how the wind feels in your face, on your face. How much colder it is, how peaceful it is, how beautiful it is. I'm excited to see. Yes.
Because everything's covered. Like the trees look beautiful. If you haven't seen the drone shots yet, let's roll them up, guys.
Here it is now.
Woo!
And we slept at the hope that we will be greeted with the clear skies so that we could continue with our journey to the summit.
So we just woke up much later than we had originally anticipated. But we were all, I guess, a very, very ambitious group. Hence, we're gonna make our attempt to actually summit. Basically, what our trek guide said is that we'll try to cover as much ground as possible, because so far the path has not been walked upon since the fresh snow has fallen. So we'll try to go up until the point that it's safe. I mean, of course, we're hoping that we'll be able to summit, but we have no idea if we actually will.
Day 3, the summit day. So after listening to the trek leaders' observations and their suggestions, we tried to make a group decision on whether we should do the summit or not. But the group decided to split into 2. The ones who will stay at the base camp and the ones who are trying to summit, or at least go to the closest point as possible. But the snow just did not stop falling. Sometimes destiny has other plans. As it continued to snow, we were in denial that the one thing we had hoped to achieve might not be possible. But then all things changed as the snowfall changed into a snowstorm. There was only one obvious decision to make. We had to give up.
But this is looking pretty bad. Oh my god, yeah.
This was a difficult decision, but what was even more difficult was to figure out how we're going to make our way down. Will we even make it? To be safe, we would need to climb all the way down to the village, as stopping for another day could mean we would get trapped in the snow.
Although the snow is very nice and relaxing and easy to kind of step on, it's actually quite deceptive as well. Look at this. One wrong step and you're all the way into the snow. So I have to be very, very careful. Just trying to stay close to the mountainside as much as possible. And and using your trek poles to guide the way.
We climbed all the way down to Sankri village where we started the trek and rest for the night in Sankri.
Made it to Sankri. Snowing like crazy over here too, super foggy. Yeah, the snow has not stopped since we started from the base camp. So going to the summit would have been the worst decision.
Although you might be thinking that things couldn't get any worse, you are in for a surprise. Our trek leaders had actually complained about us for wanting to split up the group and pressuring the guides to take us to the summit. I knew this was a complete misunderstanding. The worst part was that all the blame was being put on Justina, even though it was her birthday.
उस टाइम पे हमने डिस्कशन स्टार्ट की कि कौन कौन जाना चाहता है कौन नहीं.
We could not believe how such nice staff and trek leaders had this sudden change in behavior. Justina was asked to stay back while we were sent downstairs for dinner on the ground floor. This is where we were told about the ultimate surprise. For Justina's birthday, the trek team set the whole drama up to give Justina a birthday surprise of a lifetime.
Happy birthday to you, Justina. Happy birthday to you.
In these special moments, I realized that although I had gone through so much training and pain to finish the hike, the real lesson that life wanted to teach me was not about reaching summit, but about something entirely different. I guess I haven't told you about my trainings and what my ulterior motive was to come on this hike and film my experience. In reality, I've only shown you the romanticized version of this experience. But what you usually see on YouTube is not always the full experience. So that's what I'll be showing you in the next video, the full experience of my mental journey.